As a busy medical student, I don't have the time to lose focus. But then I thought, what would happen if I intentionally got addicted to my phone, and would I be able to go back to normal? I'm Salim, and I made myself use my phone for more than 5 hours each day for over 2 weeks. I wanted to see how easy it was to get addicted, but also gave myself the goal of reversing this addiction within a week, so that I could get back to doing what was actually important. And spoilers, but I ended up cutting back on the screen time by over 90%, not just in a week, but in one day. So I'll go through over 7 tips for how I did this so that you can do the same, and watch the whole video and take these points seriously, because doing even a few of these things is going to save you hours every day. So the first thing is, I'm not going to ask you to delete your apps, because let's be real, you won't do that, and I didn't either. But something I've realized was that 90% of the time I went on these apps, it was an unconscious decision, because we don't really think about it and just switch our phone on and open an app. And I'm sure you randomly opened an app even though you didn't get a notification. And especially with how fast phones are now, all of this happens in under 2 seconds, making it a convenient way to get distracted and addicted quickly. So to stop this, what helps is to create friction for inconvenience. And there's a few ways to do this. The first is to go on the apps you most commonly use and log out of them. It sounds silly, but imagine having to log in every single time you unconsciously check these apps. This small bit of friction gives you the few seconds where you become conscious of what you're doing and helps you realize that you went on these apps for no reason. And even if you did get a notification, that little pause helps you realize that the message you got isn't urgent. No one's going to die if you don't respond. The second thing to create friction is to turn off features that makes it easy to switch your phone on. So turn off things such as tap or lift to wake up, so that your screen doesn't turn on when you do these things. Because again, you probably have a bad habit of checking your phone this way more than you'd press the power button. And now, the other day I saw a few friends of mine, and as friends do, I asked them to guess their screen time. And I want you to take a guess for yours as well. Because after my friends answered, I asked them to check their screen time. And it turned out that they estimated it to be about half of what it actually was. And obviously I knew what mine was since I was intentionally doing over 5 hours a day, but generally people are bad at estimating things, especially when it comes to how long we spend on something. But what helps to cut this time down is making sure to track your time and make it obvious. People tend to only see their screen time when they go on their settings and then onto the right page, so it's hidden away and you won't feel bad about it. So instead, have your screen time visible on your homepage so that you're constantly aware of it whenever you go on your phone. This is going to motivate you to cut down, and I'd suggest aiming to cut down your screen time by about 20% each week, because this small change can still add up to hours saved every week. Now the next thing helps to separate yourself from your phone, and it helps to understand this by thinking of your environment. If you're in a loud place with a lot of distractions, there's a lot to filter through, making it difficult to focus. And it's the same with your phone. If you have a lot of things going on in your phone, it'll distract you from what you should use your phone for. So what helps is creating a physical and virtual distance. And again, there's a few ways to do this so that you make your phone work for you and not against you. The first is to create some virtual distance where you remove any apps from your homepage that aren't good for you and replace them with healthier apps. I initially had apps such as Instagram on my homepage, but as soon as I moved it into a folder, I immediately noticed how much less I used the app. And now on my homepage, I generally have more productive apps such as Duolingo or Brilliant, so that if I do go on my phone, I see them first and become more likely to do a lesson and learn something. And to create physical distance, there's a few things worth doing. The first is to set yourself a rule with 2 parts. The first is that you can only charge your phone in the day and not overnight, and the second part is that when it's charging, you aren't allowed to use your phone. An easy way to stick to these rules is to keep a limited number of charging cables in your room, and especially away from your bed. You might think, oh, if I don't charge overnight, then I won't have much charge in the morning. And yeah, that's the whole point, so that you don't use your phone first thing in the morning. And now I have a question. How often do you go on your phone for a very clear, important reason? For most things, whether that's sitting by a piano or going to the gym, there's a clear purpose. But when it comes to people unlocking their phones, it's fair to say that most of the time, it's not for any important reason. It's to just randomly check their messages or do something else to waste time. And I noticed this happening more over the 2 weeks. And what helps to stop this from happening is making sure to batch your phone use. Before you go on your phone, write down a list of things you'd want to use it for, whether that's replying to your friends in one go, checking something on Google, or adding something to your calendar. And to make sure to mark down what time you started going through these things. Writing it down helps you go through the checklist of things you need to do, so that when you've been through the list, you know you're done with your phone and can put it away. And marking how long this took can help you batch things in reasonable amounts. So if 6 things take you 30 minutes to do, then batching 3 at a time for 15 minutes each could be a better way to do things. It's very simple advice, but simple things work because they're simple to do, so give it a try. And now as a slightly slightly different but important point to think about, so I have a question. When you're out with your friends or you're doing something you enjoy, how often do you go on your phone? Chances are not much or never, because when you're doing something meaningful, you're much more connected with that than with the satisfaction you get from just doom scrolling on your phone. And if you're somebody that spends hours on your phone every day, you definitely have time to find something that's actually enjoyable. Because I noticed in the 2 weeks that when I was at the gym or with friends, I found it difficult to go on my phone. But I won't tell you to pick up a new hobby and work on that, because I get that it might be hard for you to suddenly start something new. So instead, make your phone healthier. This could be meeting halfway by starting something new by using apps that can help you learn something, so that your phone usage slowly becomes more beneficial. This isn't sponsored, but it could be using Duolingo to learn a language or Brilliant to learn from a range of courses. I use both of these apps every day, and it's been a good way for me to enjoy learning something when I can't commit to more with the time I have in the moment. So now, one thing I think we all know is that the algorithm is made to keep you on platforms as much as possible, and the more I used my phone, the more apparent this became. But this extends to everything on your phone, from the color of the apps to how there's infinite scrolling on most apps. So it's not completely your fault that you're addicted to your phone. Millions or billions is put into research and development so that this happens. So to counter some of these problems, make your phone minimalist. This could be by making your phone in grayscale when you need to focus, because colors are what makes you quickly recognize certain apps and feel inclined to click on them. You should also use website versions of apps instead of using your phone, because these aren't as easy to use or aren't as visually appealing, so you'd be less likely to get addicted to them. And this should be a given, but turn off notifications and enable silent mode so that you're not constantly distracted by your phone notifications going off every minute. This is all going to help cut down your screen time a lot, but there's still another massive problem. With all this phone use, and especially because of short form content as seen on TikTok or YouTube Shorts, people have the problem of having a short attention span. So even if you drop your phone usage, you might still find it difficult to focus on studying or on anything else. So in this video here, I talk about how I increased my attention span from just minutes to hours so that I can get on with what I need to be doing. And you can do the same by watching the video.